The Harvey Weinstein tapes, the audio tapes that were just released a day or two ago, really affected me quite personally and triggered me, actually. We don't have to go any further to see what a sexual predator or a narcissistic sexual predator or even the baseline of narcissistic personality disorder is about. It's about power. It's about control. I control you. I will control everything. I'm going to put a link to the audio tapes down below. And if it doesn't trigger you, I'd like you to take a look at it, listen to some key words. And you're going to notice, while a different context, hopefully, meaning not sexual abuse, but everyday living with the narcissist. If you relate at all in that fashion, you're going to see how it's about power. You're going to hear Weinstein say things like, get in here. Not asking, not suggesting, demanding. Not caring about your feelings, not having any empathy of what you may be experiencing, your fear. And you can almost hear him placing the fear into this girl. Listen to him how he says, stop, you're embarrassing me. I got to tell you something. I've heard that a lot. Or how about when he says this? You know what? Just leave. You're not going to be my friend anymore. What he's doing is he's using his position and his power to cut off what could be a potential positive for his victim. Now, you and I know this all too clearly, don't we? The narcissist was the one that we wanted love from. We wanted affection from. We wanted simple acknowledgement from. They knew that. So what they did is they would threaten to withhold that. They threaten that they'll embarrass you publicly. And if you don't kowtow to them, what do? They triangulate and they embarrass you publicly, don't they? This tape really did trigger me a great deal. I've spoken to those of you who are new or just watching these videos. I've spoken about the family member who sexually abused me almost on a daily basis when I was a small child. In fact, that is my first childhood memory. So I don't know how young I was. I was certainly under the age of 5. It was all about power, an adult over a child. I was trafficked. In other words, I was shared amongst his friends. It gave him power amongst his friends. It gave him status that he could bring this child to share. He had the power over this little boy. So when I talk about, in previous videos, should we forgive the narcissist? I can't. I won't. Because my narcissist knew what was going on. My narcissist placed me into that position of being abused by somebody in the family, knowingly. Now, it's interesting. It was Mustard Seedish that had a great comment. And she wanted to make the difference between bitterness and anger. She made a great point. I did a video once on anger is just a feeling. So remember that. We're all abused in different ways, and many of us abused in the same way, consistently, right? We have a right to be angry. Angry is just a feeling. Angry doesn't tear you up from the inside out. If you're feeling angry, That's a feeling, like as if you were feeling happy or feeling sad or feeling lonely. Anger is a feeling. You're entitled to those feelings. The best thing you can do is acknowledge them. Acknowledge, hey, I'm angry about this, and I have a right to be angry about this. But Mustard Seed points out that bitterness is different, and she's right. So what am I going to do? Am I going to let that bitterness tear me up and ruin my life? Well, I'm here to tell you something. Bitterness will tear you up. Bitterness had me curled up in a ball on a couch, sweating, losing weight, not being able to sleep for days on a time. Bitterness is a toxin. So you can hold on to that anger. You don't have to forgive. You can acknowledge your anger and move on to a healthy, productive life. And I'm telling you, being on the other side of that narcissistic, horrible abuse, that it's there. It works. Now, does that leave us with trust issues? Of course. Whether we're angry or not, whether we acknowledge that we're angry or not, because of what happened, because of how we tried to trust over and over again the narcissist, we're going to have trust issues. Done a bunch of videos on that, right? Okay, acknowledge you have trust issues. And we go in step by step, little by little by little. I'm doing that with someone right now. I've done it years ago with my therapist, little by little, trusting him. And it turned out to be an excellent choice. And the person I'm doing this with now, it's turning out to be an excellent choice. How will we ever learn to trust if we don't just give a little bit of ourselves? Otherwise, the narcissist has won and they damage us for life. And I'm here to tell you, once again, it certainly doesn't have to be that way. The water's really, really great. Jump in. Toe at a time. I'm wishing you peace today.